To endure is not enough. The true test is to endure without bitterness. Life challenges everyone. There are days when nothing goes right, when people disappoint you, when your health fails, when you feel invisible despite your efforts. And in those moments, endurance becomes necessary. But endurance alone isn't enough. The real challenge is how we endure. Anyone can grit their teeth and bear pain, but few can do so without hardening their hearts. Few can suffer and still remain kind. Few can be disappointed and still stay generous. Few can be exhausted and still keep showing up with dignity. And that's what the Stoics aim for. Not mere survival, but a higher kind of strength. Noble endurance. Part 1. The Stoic meaning of endurance. Let's start with a simple truth from Epictetus. It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. To endure something does not mean to ignore it or pretend it doesn't hurt. It means to accept that pain exists without adding poison to it. You lose someone you love, that is pain. You get betrayed, that is pain. But if you add the thought, this always happens to me, life is unfair, I can never trust anyone again, then pain becomes bitterness. Endurance begins when we stop feeding these thoughts, when we say, this hurts, but it will not change who I am. Part 2. Marcus Aurelius and the Power of Framing. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who led Rome during war and plague, endured daily burdens that would crush most of us. And yet, in Meditations, he writes, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He didn't just put up with hardship, he turned it into fuel. He reframed obstacles as part of the training. He reframed insults as opportunities to stay calm. He reframed pain as a sharpening of his inner character. This is what Stoic endurance looks like. Not emotionless suppression, but courageous reinterpretation. You don't endure by becoming cold. You endure by becoming wise. Part 3. Seneca and the Art of Suffering Well. Seneca, who faced exile and ultimately execution, reminds us that suffering is not the problem. Our relationship to suffering is. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, he wrote. So much bitterness comes not from the pain itself, but from the story we tell about it. Instead of thinking, why me? The Stoic asks, what can I do with this? Seneca advises us to prepare our minds in advance, to rehearse adversity mentally, so we're never shocked by difficulty. This isn't pessimism, it's mental immunity. If you expect life to always be easy, you'll grow resentful when it's not. But if you know hardship is part of the path, you meet it not as a victim, but as a participant. Part 4. The Bitterness Trap. Now let's talk honestly. Bitterness feels justified. You've given your best and been overlooked. You've been loyal and someone betrayed you. You've worked hard and life still slapped you down. And your mind says, why care? Why try? Why be kind? But here's the Stoic answer. Bitterness punishes you more than it punishes the world. Bitterness is a form of slow poisoning. It narrows your view, isolates your heart, and turns you into someone you were never meant to be. It doesn't protect you, it shrinks you. To let go of bitterness is not weakness. It's reclaiming your inner freedom. Part 5. What endurance without bitterness looks like. So what does it look like to practice endurance without becoming bitter? Let's break it down. Accept what you cannot control. Don't waste energy arguing with reality. You were hurt, you were tested. Accept it, start from there. Refuse to become cynical. People fail. Systems fail, but you don't have to fail your values. Remain kind, even if no one notices. Give your best without demand for reward. The Stoic way is to act rightly because it is right, not because it's profitable. Speak to yourself with discipline and encouragement. When the inner voice starts to complain or blame, interrupt it. Replace it with clarity. This is hard, but I'm harder. This moment will pass. I will not be reduced by it. Honor your pain, but don't become it. Feel it. Learn from it. But don't wrap your identity around it. You are not just what happened to you. You are what you choose to do with it. Part 6. Epictetus on true strength. Epictetus was born a slave. He had no control over his body, over his status, over most of his external life. But what he did control, he defended like a fortress. His inner response, his attitude, his choices. He said, "Remember, it is not he who gives abuse or blows who insults, but the view we take of these things as insulting." This is radical. It means your peace cannot be stolen, only given away. And bitterness is the act of giving it away. Part 7. You are training for something greater. Every trial you face is a kind of forge. You're being shaped not into something harder, but into something truer. The Stoics believe that adversity reveals the soul, that who you are in struggle is the real you, not the version of you when everything is going your way. And so the next time you are hurt, the next time you are rejected, the next time life feels heavy, don't just survive it. Ask, how can I endure this without closing my heart? How can I grow deeper, not colder? How can I let this pain polish me, not poison me? This is the quiet victory the world doesn't see, but it's the one that matters most. Finally, you don't need to become bitter to become strong. You don't need to harden just because life has been hard. There is another way, the Stoic way, where pain becomes purpose, where adversity becomes training, where endurance becomes a quiet kind of greatness, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that lasts.